while the Red Cross says it will have mobile surgical units up and running in Tacloban by the end of the weekend. And for more, let's go to Timothy Go in Manila for more on the relief efforts today. Timothy?
Well, Gerard, the President, Benigno Aquino, is set to visit Tacloban City again, Malacanang, the presidential palaces. He will travel there by tomorrow. Mr. Aquino, of course, has been avoiding the media since the storm hit last Friday, leading to criticisms that he hasn't been there out enough. Tacloban City is one of the worst hit areas, but a sense of hope is now slowly returning there, with survivors also starting to rebuild and aid starting to reach them. After long delays, hundreds of international aid workers finally managed to set up makeshift hospitals in Tacloban. Helicopters from a U.S. Aircraft carrier helped ferry medicine and water to remote areas. Japanese medics also brought with them wireless mobile X-ray kits, among other high-tech gear. The system was created in response to what doctors needed in the aftermath of the Japanese tsunami disaster. The United Nations says the international relief effort has improved, but much more needs to be done.
We have to keep our foot on the accelerator because too many people have not received assistance, but they should know that the assistance is on the way.
It's clear that much more needs to be done, but it's also clear that we're starting to open up the logjam. And I think we can say that we're beginning to turn the corner.
Well, Cebu City has become a staging area for aid agencies funneling relief goods to Tacloban, and it is thanks to many volunteers there that the supplies are now moving smoothly. Well, Channel News Asia's Jack Board has more on the spirit to help that's gripped so many people in Cebu City.
As the Philippines pushes ahead with responding to Typhoon Haiyan, Cebu City has united. After a slow start, the local governments and dozens of NGOs clustered in the city have mobilised, helping to deliver real aid in quick time. No more is this evident than at the city's convention centre, now established as the largest aid packing centre in the Visayas. 24 hours around the clock, volunteers are pouring through its doors and into the basement.
This really is an extraordinary effort. Hundreds and hundreds of young people volunteering their time to put together food packages which are then piled onto these mountains and sent away to Leyte province. There's party music in the background. Authorities say the response has been overwhelming. It really is the Cebu City spirit encompassed.
All these goods, there are about 30,000 of them, and I can see now trucks coming in. They are going to take this relief goods, and in the next 6 to 8 hours, they will be in Tacloban and they will be in Leyte and in Samar provinces.
Organisers ask the volunteers simply for 1 hour of their time, but most stay for much longer, strengthened by a common cause.
It's so nice to help for the people who are suffering.
Yeah, young and old, everyone is here.
It really feels good when you see all the people here are helping, even though they are really tired, but we can see in their face that they are really happy to help those people.
In the port area of the city, this evacuation centre, normally a sports complex, is one of several dotted around the region. It's a pit stop for Tacloban survivors, hundreds of people coming in and out for rest, food, shelter and medical attention.
It's a sign of relief, like, at least for one moment that they feel secure. There in Tacloban, in Palo, in Giwan, they just want to get away, especially in Tacloban where peace and order is really bad.
Most of the evacuees have heartbreaking stories to tell, but as children smile and play around them, they say they're grateful to be away from ground zero.
The place, it was horrific, it was devastated. That's why we flee the place of Tacloban to seek help here in Cebu. And some of my family, they are safe. They texted us already. I know they are safe. And some of my friends are still missing.
A legion of medical experts from Taiwan has been tasked with treating some of the casualties. Surgeons, dentists, gynecologists and paediatricians make up this portable field hospital, providing a centralised location for simple but swift treatments.
We see several trauma patients. They got nail fracture, they got a cutting wound, they got some avulsion wound all over the body. So we're trying to treat those kind of injuries.
And despite everything, the sense of people working together is only getting stronger by the day. Jack Board, Channel News Asia, Cebu.
And Jack is joining us now live in Cebu. Jack, you're at the Cebu Convention Center. What's happening there?
Hi Timothy, what we're seeing here is an impressive show of solidarity between the young people of Cebu City and their brothers and sisters in Leyte Province, Samar, Tacloban and North Cebu, all the affected areas. This is a 24-hour operation, a genuine assembly line. People are still queuing in here tonight, giving up their Saturday night no less. A lot of young people to assist in whatever way they can. All around me you can see some of the packages that have already been assembled over the past couple of days. Each of these satchels here contains about 6 kilos of rice, sardines, corned beef and meatloaf, and all of that is being loaded onto these army trucks that are being sent to Tacloban and all the other affected areas. Logistics are starting to improve, the roads are clearing, and authorities here have told me that within 6 to 8 hours they expect each of these deliveries to actually make it to people on the ground. So that's a remarkable improvement from what we've been noticing over the previous few days. The main problem they have here for authorities is actually getting the food here quick enough so it can be packed. Such has been the incredible response from volunteers. There have been some individuals donating food here, but that's not to be sent, that's to feed the volunteers themselves. It really is a party atmosphere given the amount of young people. There's really loud dance music. It feels a bit like a nightclub actually. In fact, it's just as hot and sweaty as well.
Well, that's the Filipino spirit indeed, Jack. Thank you very much for that. Jack Broad there live with us at the Cebu Convention Center in Cebu City. Now, food and medical aid have started reaching desperate survivors in Tacloban, but humanitarian groups are also warning of the huge logistical challenges in accessing devastated remote island communities. Channel News Asia's Christine Ong managed to reach an outlying area in Palo, Leyte today, and she brings us this report.
Residents here at this coastal town of Barangay Candahug, Palo, Leyte say that on the day that Super Typhoon Haiyan hit their town, the seawater crushed their newly built seawall and wiped out their entire village. Now, though they're used to typhoons here, they say that this is the first time that the seawater went as high as those coconut trees there. Survivors now fear that there might be a second wave of deaths, as relief aid has yet to reach them until now.
Bala na kami sa evacuation center kasi yung mga bata nagkakasakit dahil sa baho, dahil sa wala talaga iba't ibang baho na ang namin doon naamoy. Pupunta kami doon sa ospital namin sa Eastern Adjan sa Leyte Provincial Hospital, walang mga gamit. Nandiyan mga doktor, walang mga gamit. Inanod ng bagyo. Mahirap na parang gumagapang ka na para mangapkap ng pagkain. Yun bang parang wala ka na bang kapitbahay na nagbibigay sa'yo? Parang gusto lang silang mabuhay.
With nowhere to go and no one to turn to, these survivors now feel very isolated, and they hope that their cries for help will now finally be heard to help them slowly pick up the pieces and recover from this disaster. Christine Ong, Channel News Asia in Palo, Leyte, Central Philippines.
Well, today is day 8 to help rescue those survivors from Hurricane or Typhoon Haiyan. That's the latest from here in Manila. It's back to you, Gerard.
All right. Thank you so much, Timothy, Jack, and Christine.